Welcome, everybody, to the Breachers VRML Season 2, Week 3. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's. Today, I am your sole conductor into a journey into the middle of the pack of Breachers VRML. 2 teams right in the dead center of the regular season ladder, coming in with experience from last season in a lot of cases, and I'm very interested to see what we're going to get out of these two squads, Lumina and Stormwatch, battling it out here this afternoon. Both teams with a 1-1 record so far in Season 2. Have not faced each other since they started as teams in Season 1, or maybe just this season. Excuse me. But will be interesting to see, again, what kind of skill level, what kind of coordination, what degree of strategy we're going to be seeing brought out here this afternoon with these two squads. Especially in the early weeks of the season, it's always fun to take a look at squads that don't get normally a lot of limelight, a lot of the spotlight. And, it's also interesting to see how the connoisseurs vote on stuff like this, because there really isn't a lot of good VOD history or anything like that to look back on. It comes down to your connoisseur experience and how you analyze a team and their stats. But based off of these stats, I really don't know what we're going to get this afternoon. I'm thinking a pretty good back and forth is at least in order. And I'll go ahead and give them the ready when they are so that we can dive into map number 1 here in this series. Looks like Lumina is going to be starting on defense. Stormwatch going to be starting on the attack. And our first map is going to be taking us to Factory to start off this series. A close quarters battle, I suppose, depending on the objective. Yeah, I guess all maps are pretty tight. Should be a solid start. I'm curious what the ban was. Curious if we'll see an Arctic or a ship in the rotation this afternoon. And, Season 2, we have a little bit more of that variety in the map picks. Obviously, also with Season 2, we have the VRML Con at North American LAN. Top 2 teams from North America will be battling it out live on stage at VRML Con in Denver, Colorado, July 20th and 21st. You can buy tickets right now. You can go to vrmasterleague.com/VRMLCon to pick up your tickets. We got hotel reservation links available there as well to get a good hotel deal right by the venue, within walking distance. And, really looking forward to, obviously, that convention, getting to see a bunch of people, getting to meet a bunch of new faces, getting to see faces that I've been working with for, in some cases, half a year now, and being able to meet people in person. It's going to be a lot of community meetup opportunities, to say the least, and I'm really looking forward to that. Also, probably a lot of demos for a lot of variety of games. We're in the process of securing those now. If you are interested in having getting a booth, we have opportunities for that. We have sponsor opportunities if you have the cash. And so, you can reach out to myself at nightfire@vrmasterleague.com. I think we also have a contact us, or will soon enough, with our upcoming website redesign. So definitely a lot to look forward to this year with Season 2 with that LAN. The website redesign is going to be stellar. I can't wait to get that out. That is coming soon. Just like the start of this map is coming soon, we're going to dive in to Factory to open things up between Lumina and Stormwatch. I'm done stalling. We are here ready to dive into round number 1. Like I said, Lumina starting on defense, Stormwatch starting on the attack. And I'm happy I've solved all of the technical difficulties from yesterday. It took a little bit of work, but we did it. And I say all, knowing that there very well could be a potential internet crash at any point. So if the stream does go down, do look for another stream to come back up at some point, so we can finish the game if we have any issues, but hopefully not. Hopefully we get ourselves a solid, clean matchup here, and again, we get to kind of spectate and watch how these teams in the heart of the league, right in the silver division, play and push together. I imagine it's going to be a bit more methodical, a bit more slow than a top team like Acer. And Slash disconnected and reconnects just in time to occupy that bot from pushing forward right into the enemy. Able to time things up a little bit better with the rest of their squad as they do get hatch control. They do have to watch out for Dr. Jimmy, who has extended up onto the second floor. Does have the Taurus and one taps Quiz right away, trying to cross through that doorway. A big red alert for this offense. They should be very wary of this threat here. And oh, almost getting scooped up. Cream has to drop back. That Taurus, a dangerous tool that you do not want to let loose in the back of your defense. And maybe they're going to shift just to the stairs. Raven's watching that doorway for the push. Extending out, though, could be risky. They do get the gun. Not sure what the value in that was. I guess moving it away. More ammo. Oh, there's a utility on the ground. Oh, the breaching foam. Okay, that's what was stalling this push. The breaching foam had gone down in that doorway. Cream was able to scoop it up. Tosses it over to Sound. Now everything is relatively set up. The really only big missing piece, of course, is their ability to open up this hatch and push in from second floor. And again, Jimmy is still here. There's a really nice lean around the corner and just waiting for anyone to try and peek this doorway again, looking for those headshot one taps. If it doesn't come, though, then they could be out of position as the push does fly through a great smoke and a breach. A quick play by this Stormwatch squad puts them right up into the server room. Raven gets chunked down big by Arashi's nade, but they're alive in a 1v2. Can't get that nade around before Arashi finds the kill, and a really nice hold from the Lumina defense here. Said I missed the timing on their entry, but it seemed like a pretty decent one. They blew open the hatch, deployed smoke onto the corner, and swung right into the server room. I think they had a 2-for-2 trade inside that server room, and so they lost too many in that initial exchange, especially after losing one early from that Taurus roam on the top floor. But a nice attempt from Stormwatch. They tried to time up their push. We'll see how they do here. Going in round 2. It's an eco round again, obviously, and we are seeing almost a full buy from Lumina off of that early round win. Vipers, Cadeos even coming through. One Vezin into the hands of Crayers. Interesting weapon. Interesting to see this. This is a very heavy investment on the defense side. Most teams, especially at a higher level, will limit their rifle buys in particular to one player, unless they are investing heavily into the defensive round, in which case you will see something like this. Although Cadillo is very effective with headshots, but you have to secure those headshots, much like the Taurus. Loses its luster if you don't hit the head. And no one really extended too far out other than, again, Dr. Jimmy on a roam with that Taurus on the bottom floor. They're hoping for an A-site push, which doesn't seem to be the play for now. Instead, it's looking likely to be a hatch drop and then maybe opening up the side wall of A. Timing is everything. And they got plenty of it left here, 2-11. As the hatch opens up. Time to commit into their eco round with pistols in hand. Really just looking for any kill they can find. Those nades and flashes come in. A great nade and a flash combo on the backside. Hutch gets blinded and down by a pistol. Arashi swings and tosses a nade of their own. And after denying one over the top, they don't deny the plant. That nade didn't quite go short enough into the corners. Arashi and Cheeseman are pushing in. Quiz finds one, can't get the double. 2 are left alive, but they've managed to get 2 onto the roof from Stormwatch, and the EMP has been planted on their eco round. This is a great eco round from them. They're doing huge damage. All the rifles are down from Lumina. Cheeseman will have a tough time finding those headshots with that SMG. So they go for the stick. They don't get the support they need over the top from Dr. Jimmy. That will be the EMP. There is. Oh, I don't know how that wasn't a headshot. Maybe the shoulder shot. Very limited amount peeking there, but Stormwatch comes back with an offensive round. Oh, that's going to sting for Lumina. Their only investor here now into this round is Dr. Jimmy, who was saving their cash off of that last round. Yeah, and their economy's in a tough spot off of that loss. That one really stung. They didn't get any of those rifles through. It would have been nice if Jimmy had managed to pick up that one Vezin that was down on the ground. That would have been a good prioritization of time versus trying to do that hedge. I mean, it's not a bad choice to try and do damage and find those kills, but ultimately Stormwatch was just going to come out of that win being able to buy whatever they wanted anyway. Well, when the pressure's on, though, it's hard to make those game-time decisions, and Stormwatch really nicely done on that entry. Again, the coordinated entry, nice EMP plant, good nade over the top in particular that really shuts things down. And the flash also, catching 2 was huge. It blinded, and then the nade kills, and then they also come in with those pistol kills off of the flash. Very solid job. Looks like we have an unfortunate disconnect again on Stormwatch's side, and the bot's going to be pushing in. SMG in hand. Hutch will find a free kill, essentially. And Soundwave are down to just 4. Or, excuse me, Soundwave is down to just 4 with Stormwatch off to a bit of a rough start. I do think they are swapping out. I imagine they're swapping out their sub for a rostered player, because I believe they said that one of their players would be a little bit late, so I'd love to see that. We don't get a lot of this anymore, because all the players at the top are using their finalist skin, but I still do really like the purchasable VRML skin. As they swing in, they'll scoop up some headshots. Quiz finds another, and that opens up B site entirely. Arashi Crayers are here, and they'll hold things down as they swing in from A, and the trap of B finds another victim. And I say that with meaning this area really is right here a very dangerous area to get stuck in and linger in. And teams are finding very effective ways of hitting flanks and throwing utility into this general space. There's also a lot of very strong utility placement options, like trip mines into the tucked-in corners and all kinds of audio transmitter options that'll give away positions where you can then shoot through that wall for a wall bang kill. It is not a good spot to delay or meander in, and you'll see a lot of teams suffer when they do, and I feel like that's kind of what happened there with Stormwatch. They lingered a bit too long inside that B room when they had opened up the site. If they had opened up that site, pushed in, got the EMP plant, then you're looking at a retake scenario. It's very different in terms of how you're holding that thing down. And so a good shot, a good try nonetheless from Stormwatch, but man, that is a huge round. Now that I'm thinking about it for Lumina, we keep swinging back and forth on the economies. That was a full investment from Stormwatch, and now Lumina. Boy, yeah, that's huge. They managed to take that one. Slash is reconnected. So they haven't filled their roster player in just yet. And it is an A setup. Really, there's very limited A defense. Lumina hasn't had a great time defending this A side. You do see a big shift. Dr. Jimmy and Arashi both pushing back, almost getting caught out by that nade. Very nice nade toss at the doorway. It doesn't go quite far enough, though, to catch Cream. round up with the first headshot. Green getting some damage down. Hutch. Finding a whole lot of luck. And they've done a good bit of damage to Hutch and Cheeseman. On objective side, it does force them to rotate off. Krayers finds one with a nade, though, and it puts Slash alone into a 1v4. And now after trading some health syringes around everyone's full HP on the Lumina defense. Hutch is actually the only one that is low, but they'll tuck back in, and everyone may survive this from Lumina. Of course, it is, again, the eco round from Stormwatch after a very tough loss the round before, so... Really, at this point, you're just trying to find a kill or two. Get some cash on the board. Do some economic damage. Going to be very tough when they're stacked with rifles in hand. And a nice headshot that doesn't get a chance to be followed up on. And Krayers will find that kill. It's not out of control by any means. But Lumina have bounced back after what was a tough early loss off of a pistol round win. Definitely starting to find a bit of the rhythm here. Let's take a look at the KDs on the afternoon. Krayers with 5 after that last kill on that round. A 5-1, pretty solid. Cheeseman with 6-3. And some kills coming in from Stormwatch's side. Cream putting 3 up on the board. Soundwave, Quiz, the Raven, all finding and keeping this close to some degrees on these rounds, but that last one was a solid dominant win, and as it should be considering the economic advantage. We go back to the basement now, and we'll see if Stormwatch, with a very partial buy, and it's an interesting partial buy. Oftentimes, again, the way that teams typically manage the economy is to avoid, and at a higher level, when you get to that Diamond Master, is to avoid investing into the SMGs, especially on the attacking side, until it's necessary. We're not into the final round just yet. I would understand if it was 4-1, 3-2. We were going into the last round before the half, but there's an opportunity for you to save partial buy here, hope you get some success, but save into the next round and full buy there. I think if they lose here, I don't know, because they've gotten a win, I don't know that they'll have enough in consecutive loss bonus cash to full buy next round, but if they win, they will. So we'll have to see if the investment from Stormwatch is worth it. Static emitters initially deterring a early entry into that B site trap. Everyone on Lumina just waiting for Stormwatch to make that first move. Dr. Jimmy again, the one roamer, positioned up on this upper floor, could pop out from this window if they so choose on their timing. Could also get caught out if they're not careful by this offense that is pushing into the second floor. I gotta wonder if the trio here that's rotated in is going to be surveying. Yeah, they certainly are on the hunt here on these top floors. And Jimmy is tucked in. I see why they were even up here in the first place. They're not here to clear out for Jimmy. They're here to enter in through that hatch. But if they're not careful, Jimmy will find some unexpected attackers here on this second floor. Nice nade comes down. It certainly seems like an A-site push. As the pressure comes through, wall sites opened up. Arashi is here. A nice smoke comes down outside of A, and Soundwave swings wide, finds the first kill with the SMG. The rest of the team flies into Soundwave with a huge double kill. Can they find the third? They get the third. Hutch swings out. If they rotate back, they can find the back of Hutch, but Soundwave's on a full swing all the way back to B, and Hutch will live for a moment. They hear Soundwave on this backside rotation. Can they find the back of Soundwave? They will. And a good refrag that puts things into a 2v3, but still 3 left alive for Stormwatch with an EMP planted. Positioned in the hatch, watching from the hatch and outside. They're definitely set up. And it's going to be tough for now just Dr. Jimmy to find the 3 they need with very limited time. At this stage, really just hold on to that Vezin, and this is a huge win. Very risky to be pushing this. I need to lose that 2900 rifle. Although I suppose they have the cash, and damage done to this Stormwatch economy is actually probably more effective than anything. So a final retribution kill there. And yeah, they do have just enough cash to full buy. Well, obviously, off of a round win for Stormwatch, so apologies on the scoreboard. They're solid. And again, swaying back and forth here this afternoon on map 1. Stormwatch opening things up now a little bit. We are going to get I think one of our first kind of equal rounds on the economy end. Both teams going to be able to fully buy, although, yeah, Dr. Jimmy could pick up a rifle for Arashi if they wanted, and I think they do. So everyone is kitted and ready for action. This is how, and where this is when we get to see these teams utilizing everything against each other. Double drone, health syringes on both ends. It's the full kit. As you'd expect, could very well come out 3-3 dead even on the first half, but this is the last round of the first half before we reset, swap sides and reset economies, and so it is everything goes here. And both teams got everything to go, so let's see what we get. Round 6 unfolding. But like Stormwatch have been for most of this series, I don't think they're going to rush into the objective. Going to take a little bit more time on their setups. You see some teams, like watching Acer the other day, not afraid to instantly fly into that objective with a push. Jimmy again on the roam. Has that bloodlust on the top floor. For now, at least, has stalled Cream and Raven, but not really, because they were just looking to open up the hatch to drop down into A site. I wonder if they're going to ignore Doctor there. It does kind of seem like they've opened up A. A nice nade toss there to catch Krayers, just a half health bit. Krayers goes down to Quiz on the follow-up. Here on the top floor. Well, there is actually Raven on the top floor. They shut down Cheese Man. They still have Dr. Jimmy up here. But there's only 2 left on Lumina defense, and the bomb has been planted. 4 alive for Stormwatch. They could very easily tie up this first half. 3-3. Just 30 seconds away from doing it. Really nice plays from Stormwatch here, opening up this wall, dropping back and holding. Really good moves there from the Raven, and now Rashi's alone. Catches the first kill, catches the second, needs 2 more, and the EMP defuse, and as the time was ticking away, they had to go for the stick. They'll get caught out by the Raven. And our first half puts us dead even, 3-3. Kind of saw this coming with how it kind of unfolded. Really, it's a big question mark on who's going to take each round at this stage. Economic choices are interesting, to say the least, as well, but clearly working to some degree. Swap sides and reset economies, though, and now it's Stormwatch's turn to defend. We'll see what this Lumina squad looks like on the attack. See what kind of pacing they set when they push in here, and if they're going to be as patient as Stormwatch was. Shout out to everyone tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. See fans out there. Love to see it. Rooting for your favorite player, your favorite team. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We do plenty of regular season commentary here, and obviously we'll also be broadcasting VRML Con. First big shot there connected. Dr. Jimmy, though, follows it up. A good peek out. Catches Raven down, and Lumina off to a solid start. Walls opened up. A is the play as a nice nade toss comes in and will catch the remaining HP onto Arashi. Jimmy quickly picks up the utility on their body to keep the momentum forward. Gets a good toss through the doorway there that pushes Slash off the angle for a moment. As that happens, A site is being pushed. Quiz is here holding it down, and they'll catch a lot of HP and enough for the refrag, but the duo will follow up on that kill onto Soundwave, and Lumina take their offensive round and the pistol round to open things up. Definitely a solid start. And look at the investment coming in. This is a big buy for Lumina. On the attack, no less. I often do feel that, especially when you find those early pistol rounds, if you're on the offense, it's definitely a risk to commit as much cash as we're seeing Lumina commit into their buy here. We saw it backfire for, I think, yeah, we saw it backfire for them the round, just the half before here. When they were on the defense, they bought heavily half of their pistol round win and ended up losing everything. It put them into a position where they had to fight and scrape for the 3 points they did get, and so they're taking the risk again. Maybe this time it'll pay off, but again, if any kills get pulled off, any early roamers go down, and those rifles get transferred into the hands of Stormwatch, it's, again, big economy swing potential here. Although that's certainly a nice start. Pistol versus pistol goes the way of Lumina. Slash finds a nice headshot. That nade tossed in a team kill from Arashi there. The bad roll on the front end, but that rifle not going to be able to get picked up by any attacking members, so it's not going to do too much damage to him. Not ideal, but helpful for Stormwatch. And look at the damage done onto Lumina. 12 HP, 56 HP with Rares and Arashi, and that'll end up costing Arashi their life because they were half health. They'll go down from that one shot from the pistol. It does leave Quiz alone, but nonetheless alone in an eco round and a 1v3 is still pretty solid. Catch Dr. Jimmy. It could mean the start of a comeback, but Jimmy will scoop up that kill. Lumina go up 5-3 on their offensive set, and they're starting to get some solid control here. 2 rounds in a row. Their big investment. With 2 left, yeah, it's not terrible. Could have been better, but still a solid win there. Got a little bit of a streak going here now, and Stormwatch won't be able to fully buy into this third round in the second half. SMGs. It's about the best Stormwatch can do. Slash does have that Vezin in hand, but it's going up against a fully kitted Lumina squad off of 2 wins in a row. We go back to the basement, and I'm very interested to see, again, what the pacing from Lumina is here on the attack. They've got momentum. They've got that energy. Are they going to keep that and ride quickly into this push? That is the question. Does seem they're still worried about the threat of a roam. And like I always say, a team attacks against their own defense. Meaning that a team will attack and look into spots that they typically defend at. Very interesting thing that happens pretty consistently, and this Lumina squad worried about an upstairs roamer because that's what they did the entirety of their defensive set. Dr. Jimmy was roaming every single round on defense. And they have Slash on the roam, which is smart. Slash being the substitute to put them on the roam makes sense. But will they be able to converge on time? That's the danger of the roam. If you're out of position, a nice nade there forces Dr. Jimmy off the entry, but not before the rest of the team goes down in the chaos, and Arashi will plant under the guard of Dr. Jimmy, and now Slash is alone. They did not get to their roam in time. They didn't get to these stairs in time, and now they have to push in a nice nade toss that's not going to catch anybody because they had enough time to push back, and a very clean Lumina offensive round there out the gate. The timing just, again, maybe 10, 15 seconds off. Slash had gotten there a little sooner, he really would have been able to spring a great flank. Finds a double, though, and there's the triple. That certainly helps. Sees the third, looking for the fourth. Can they find the fourth? They will. Slash clutching all too late. A 4-kill. But it's a 4-kill nonetheless, and Lumina, well, they're still fine. They're coming off of their third win in a row. They've got plenty of money in the economy to buy back everything after losing everything. So they're going to be able to come into this attacking round full force, as is Stormwatch, because they didn't buy too big into that last round, and they've got now that consecutive loss bonus coming in. So we're seeing our full buy around here, and it's, well, if there's ever, I mean, now's the time. Stormwatch have to spend everything, all the utility, all of the grenades, everything they can get here into their arsenal, because Lumina just a round away from taking this map and moving on to a map 2 to try and lock in the series. Definitely exciting battle here this afternoon. That's started off with a good 3-3 even first half, but Lumina have really found their stride on the attack now. And I wonder if Slash will be able to do some damage out here on the roam again, essentially hoping for this Lumina squad to be pushing in through the, I would argue, very risky to push through garage area. Mainly because of this threat of this roam, because Slash has so many options and places they could tuck in and attack from. The more standard approach is through the hatch. And actually, B side, not very often do you see this get pushed, but it does seem like that's the play for Lumina. They will open up the site entirely. Nades and utility coming in, and again, it's a 4v5 pushing in essentially because they don't have their roamer here to defend. Slash is pushing in, though, and a nade toss over the top does force Cheeseman out of the rotation. In the chaos, they'll try to come back, and Slash will find that kill, and absolutely everybody goes down on the Lumina offense off of a second complete team wipe. That's going to hurt, actually, pretty bad. They have just enough to full buy into this next round, but losing this one does put Stormwatch into a position where they could very well tie this first half. Slash absolutely has turned on in those last few rounds, though, and found a couple of kills, putting themselves up there with the rest of the Stormwatch offense slash defense and kills. Lumina, though, got 2 in the double digits with Cheeseman and Dr. Jimmy. That is a tough 2 losses in a row right there. They're going to go up against a fully kitted Stormwatch here, and they don't have utility to really invest too much into this next round. Let's see. Just one more point for Lumina gets them this map. But sometimes just one more mentality can end up really stopping you. The flow here definitely slowed down off of those 2 losses and a little bit more methodical on the scanning as Slash's toe gets identified. The swing out from Cheeseman finds the kill. Good coordination there. as A-Site gets opened up. Stormwatch find their first kill. Onto a bit of an aggressive play there. Dr. Jimmy gets chunked down big by a nade. Now Hutch finds themselves again in some action. This time does find that kill, though, so it's a 4v2 now. A-Site could easily be pushed if they just opened it up, but it does seem like there's some intention to push B a little bit. There's finally the vault up over Kraers, finds the first kill, and now Soundwave's alone in the attempt to clutch with the SMG in hand in a 1v4. Finally, Lumina find their stride, get back into the flow of winning rounds on offense, and Jimmy will find the final kill with Soundwave trying to flank. Lumina will take their first map of this series off of a solid 7-4 victory. A nice fight, though, from Stormwatch, and it makes me wonder, when we go into that second map, how are things going to unfold? I imagine, again, a pretty close back and forth no matter where we go, but that is, of course, TBD. Map 2 on the horizon, and while we wait for that second map, a quick shout out to everybody tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. I appreciate you all stopping by. Also, a quick shout out to Triangle Factory, supporting us at the VRML in a variety of ways, including with prize pool and with flying out the 2 North American top teams to play in their North American Grand Finals live on stage at Denver, Colorado on July 20th and 21st. I'll be saying it a lot. You'll know the dates. You'll know when it's happening. And hopefully you'll be there. But it's going to be an exciting time at VRML Con 2024. And it's in part due to the support from the Triangle Factory developer team, and we really appreciate their support. It's awesome to be able to do a live event like this for Breachers. And I cannot wait to see these teams playing on stage for their grand finals. It's going to be awesome. Also, obviously, we have other sponsors. ProTube VR continuing to support us in Season 2. And we really do appreciate them as a sponsor. They've done a lot for us over the years and have been a consistent sponsor of VRML. And we're also appreciative of HyperX contributing in to our North American prize side, and also to our production side. You see my voice, you hear the voice of a lot of our cast is actually coming through HyperX gear provided by HyperX, so we really do appreciate their support there. And I think we're also going to be announcing Helga as a sponsor soon, so keep your eyes on that announcement. But Helga will be returning for Season 2 as a sponsor. And again, that's a fantastic bot that helps you manage and organize your team's scheduling, helps with scrims, live games, everything. And I do believe it works for also games outside of just Breachers. So if you're playing in any real VRML game, it should help with your scheduling. But let me make sure they're not waiting on me. Not sure if Lumina is pulling in a sub or just taking a timeout. But we are waiting for a 5th to jump in on the Lumina side, and then we will be diving into map number 2. I do think it could be a timeout, though. And if I do get that detail, then we'll go to a brief intermission. Yeah, and it looks like they are pulling in a sub. But I do think they'll have that sub in shortly as we swap sides and they get ready for their 5th to join. So I don't necessarily want to go to a break. I think we'll run 2 minutes of ads, and when we come back, it'll be map number 2, so don't go anywhere. More Season 2, Week 3 action between Lumina and Stormwatch in a few minutes. Welcome back. Thank you for patiently waiting. We do apologize for the delay between maps 1 and 2. I thought it was just going to be a quick player swap, but it turns out it took the full time out. So 10 minutes later, we are here and ready to get into Skyscraper. We've got Stormwatch on the attack, Lumina on the defense, and coming off of a solid 7-4 map 1 victory, they'll go into Skyscraper on the defensive side. Most would consider Skyscraper in particular to be defensive sided, so definitely could be an opportunity to start with a multi-win streak, really get some momentum going into the back half and possibly take this series in 2 maps. That's at least the goal for this Lumina squad right now, and Stormwatch just need to get into the rhythm. They found round wins last map. They did a good job finding kills and fighting back against this Lumina team in moments where they were even down on the economy substantially. So I know it's possible for Stormwatch to put up some good round wins, but that is, of course, to be determined on Skyscraper. Quick look at the stats. Top map played for Lumina was 68% win rate, and I don't even know if Stormwatch had played it yet this season. Doesn't seem to be tracked, so I'm assuming they have no stats on it. And the first 2 minutes go pretty uneventful as Stormwatch do get ready to push in to A site, and the Raven has tucked in and is waiting for Jimmy to push into this flank. Hutch also on the top floor waiting to push up through the stairs, and Raven is going to drop off of this angle, so Hutch won't find anything. Jimmy does have a free and clear entry to the back of this offense, but it's all about timing. And Stormwatch come flying in with a nice EMP plant. Now they back off for the defuse as the whole team comes crashing in around this offense. Everyone here thirsty for kills. This is a great toss out the window, catches a refrag onto the advancement towards the window. Soundwave and Slash are holding things down now. The EMP's been planted and it's being defused. Stuck by Krayers. Do they have the angle? I don't think they do. Jimmy's holding things down, and Krayers should be able to stick the defuse off of a double kill from Jimmy over the top. It's going to be Lumina taking back the pistol round, but just barely. That almost was Stormwatch with a confident play and a well-timed one. It really was. They waited about a minute and a half before they pushed in, and when they pushed in, they easily got up to the EMP plant because there were 2 roamers from Lumina at that point. There were 2 players way off of objective. If they had, instead of dropping back into their initial entry point, if they had pushed forward and taken control of that server room, I think it would have been of that objective room, excuse me, it would have been a very different story. They really had all 5. They could have swarmed on anyone that was going for the retake. Would have been very hard then to push back in. You know, you're essentially defending the objective then at that point, and so that may have been a easier alternative there versus trying to vault back out and ultimately finding all of the rotators pushing in. I mean, that was really a perfectly timed defense for Lumina where they end up pinching right as they're dropping back from the EMP plant. The flankers are there. An early audio transmitter giving away some details that Cheeseman capitalized on. Hutch finds a kill up on the top floor, and that's 2 quickly down for Stormwatch on their eco round. Cream alone on the outside. And Soundwave didn't even get inside yet. They're still on the roof. Raven, however, has managed to creep and crawl their way into this bathroom space. And if Arashi's not paying close enough attention, there could be an opportunity for the Raven to sneak through here. It's all about timing, and Cream Man's going to need to break that window, distract the duo, and then Raven and Soundwave push. Ideally, they also open up that wall. But there really is only 2 here on B, and as that wall opens up, Arashi is diligently waiting, and there's the timing from Stormwatch, as if listening to me. They're just a touch out of sync there. The window didn't open up first, and it leaves Arashi able to find kills. The Raven pushes in, though, and does scoop up 1. Green Man goes down, and it leaves the Raven alone in a 1v4 that gets confidently secured by Lumina, and Skyscraper is looking to be in their favor out the gate. 2-0 early, in control on defense. Now they're going to be able to full buy, or will they? Interesting. Lumina can't full buy off of that win, because they went so big the round before. I'm not quite sure. Maybe they're not buying here. Yeah, I think they're keeping their SMG weapons. Interesting economic choice. I guess trying to maximize their investment that they put in round 2. And I don't think it was intentional, but 2 SMGs picked up on Stormwatch's side as the bot ends up getting 1. And some unfortunate disconnect again from their 1 sub. Slash does get back in time, though, just before that bot pushed in with the Omen. They'll be able to rejoin the team on their window entries. And Hutch here gets identified by the drone. Ping's coming into the team. And Hutch still pushes in with the Cadillo. Finds a double. Doesn't find the third, though. And Soundwave able to shut that down. A 1-for-2 trade on the roam is a net positive for this Lumina defense. And Stormwatch is down to 3. Flashes and nades following an entry. Arashi gets chunked down big time, but doesn't get that full damage done by the nade. Another one comes through, and Arashi will survive that second utility toss. I wonder if they're going to smoke and enter in through that. Oh, they don't have time. Dr. Jimmy picks up a triple through the doorway, absolutely catching this Stormwatch team off guard when they really shouldn't be, because Dr. Jimmy's been roaming the entirety of this series, and that roam finds big success. We just missed it on the camera, but sorry, Jimmy, we missed your triple. It's fine. He's had plenty of kills already this series. Take a look at the scoreboard. They've got 8 already in this map. A drop into the well with that triple kill, but still a solid job. And Lumina now up 3-0 and really running away with their defensive side here on Skyscraper. A bit as predicted. Skyscraper definitely defensive sided, and I feel like at this level, you know, in the mid tier of the ladder, you do tend to find the metas do determine a lot. The defense meta in Skyscraper tends to really shine. You know, you see at a very high level teams able to overcome, in some cases, those meta advantages that you sort of get when you defend. But again, that's really only when you get up into those master diamond tier teams that are able to really effectively do that. I suppose gold, maybe that's when it starts as gold. You see teams able to bounce, to fend off against the metas, and it's I think something that's really only started with Season 2, because the league as a whole has gotten better and better over the course of the preseason, Season 1, and into Season 2. That's why I do like taking a look early in a season at teams that are in the silver tier, like these two are. It gives you, again, a good idea, a good perspective of the range of skill that there is within the VRML, because there is a pretty dang good range within the game of Breachers in particular. I think that's what makes it so fun. There's so much to perfect. Cream's going to toss a nice nade that forces Hutch off a rotation. Typically, you'd want to have your second shooter there watching for that rotation to catch that kill. That's kind of the idea of that nade toss. You have one holding the angle. When the nade comes out, it forces a swing, and then your second shooter finds those kills. Now Cream not able to get Hutch. And an immolation nade's going to come in and stop any vaulting from coming through. I'm not sure what Raven is particularly holding from. They don't have an angle through this window. Maybe they're just waiting for their time. But Hutch doing a great job of holding down this window entry. For now, at least, he's really preventing the Stormwatch team from executing on their play, it seems. No one's going to be moving in from these upper floors as Cream catches the kill. B definitely seems to be the play. Another one as Quiz enters in through the hatch. The vent. Raven finds the third, and Lumina's getting picked apart on defense. Dr. Jimmy's the only one left alive. The roamer way out of position, and it's going to be an easy EMP plant for Stormwatch. A really easy round, and it's, I would argue, partly because Jimmy wasn't able to execute well on this flank. They don't need to carry this rifle through. And so maybe doing damage to Stormwatch, more effective use of their time here than anything. That's 2,900 out of the hands of one player. Slash is tucked in, but I think on the other side, yeah, they're not going to be able to go down here. With 4 seconds left, it's really just this offense's job to stay tucked in. 2 solid kills from Jimmy at the end. That's 2,900 out of the hands of 2 players. We'll see if that impacts them going down the road here, because now off this win, if they lose, they're not going to get a big boost into the economy. So this is a big round for Stormwatch right here. They could really reset this half. They could take 3 offensive rounds right now. They've got an opportunity in front of them. But this full buy battle can be very deterministic of how this first half goes. If it's going to be 5-1 or if we are going to split this half 3-3. Stormwatch also did look good on the attacking set on Factory. So when we swap sides, I do wonder how Lumina, how Lumina looked good on the attacking set, how Stormwatch will look on defense. I'm curious to see. We are just 4 rounds away from Lumina locking in this series. And I'm sure they do not want to let Stormwatch get more than 1 round, honestly, on offense, because that's hard enough to secure that 1 offensive round. No easy task on Skyscraper. Did a drone work to identify 2 of the defenders, at least from Lumina. And the push coming through. Smoke comes out. A nice double kill. Soundwave able to find the refrag. A 2 for 2 is solid enough for Stormwatch. They'll find and defend from that swing from Hutch. And Lumina's down to just the 2 on objective. They've got at least some utility. Up a door blocker and 2 nades getting thrown at that. That's an unfortunate bit of miscommunication there, but that door blocker is definitely down. Another nade goes in that does big damage to Cheeseman, forces them off of their angle. Stormwatch is in a very good position on the attack. More utility coming through as a smoke goes in, but just a touch late. Soundwave comes flying in over the top, and Krayers picks up a big double. Slash alone in a 1v2 now. Catches the kill through the wall. Blind guesswork. Cheeseman still has HP, though, and with 1.5 minutes, there's a lot of time for this 2 to fight. And it's going to go to Slash. They find the headshots. Another clutch moment for this substitute. They've had some good ones so far today with that big 5-kill or 4-kill ace at the in the last half, and now a solid double or triple kill clutch there. 2 rounds on offense into Stormwatch's hands, and Lumina are now in very bad shape on their economy. They'll be able to get only 3 Vezins, Cadillo, and an SMG. That's not optimal going up against a fully kitted Stormwatch team. And I was just about to criticize Slash for being a bit out of sync with that offense. But I guess it doesn't matter if you're in sync or not when you find those kills like that. And again, a very solid couple of headshots. I thought Lumina really had it in the 2v1 there off of that double kill over the top from Krers. It's those final moments that are the hardest. And let's see if Stormwatch can lock in this final moment in our first half. The full buy from both sides, investing every bit of cash they have into this last round before we swap sides and reset economy. (12-1) for Dr. Jimmy on Lumina. Just realizing that now on the KD end. You love to see the VRML skin on full display there. Shout out to Soundwave for repping it. Looks dang good. All about the setup for Stormwatch this time. They're taking their time on their entry, and I don't know if that's going to end up playing into their hand as well as their aggression has in the last few rounds. Good nades utility coming through, opening up B site. Maybe just trying to misdirect as they do end up pulling Cheeseman away from A. As that wall opens up, Krers is here to defend. Soundwave gets past, and Krers on the backside has the hatch drop coming through. Cream finds one, Slash with another. Coming down just a touch late. Now Arashi trying to get the retake. They'll go down to Slash. Dr. Jimmy, in the meanwhile, has scooped up a double kill on the flank. And we're into a 1v2. EMP planted, 30 seconds to go for Dr. Jimmy to try and push in, find these kills, and defuse that EMP. Static emitter won't slow them down any, but the tucked-in corner defender will as Soundwave finds the kill. Stormwatch take 3 on the attack, and they are certainly not out of this series by any means. Has a big 3 rounds on the offense, and I will definitely eat my words with how it started to where we ended. Stormwatch definitely looking like they were going to end up suffering a 6-0 out the gate there with how strong Lumina had started their defensive set, but we're tied even 3-3 into the second half, resetting economies and swapping sides as Stormwatch now defend and Lumina attack. A good series we've been into this afternoon between these two teams. A solid battle back and forth. These two competing heartily here this afternoon. And while there certainly has been some mistakes from time to time that have been capitalized on well by these teams, there also has been some very good execution on these plays and pushes and some big clutch moments that have been fun to tune into. So hats off to both teams for playing as well as they have this afternoon, and hopefully it continues going into our next round. Slash starting things off for Stormwatch. Finds the first kill. I guess their position identified, though, and Hutch will push out. Try and catch the shots through the cracks, but that does not work. It takes 2 to get rid of Slash, but they do. And they're into a 3v4 with nobody even close to objective yet. That roamer doing good damage. Feels like we've seen teams fail or succeed off of the success of their roaming. Somehow Raven was tucked in tight enough to avoid detection. Jimmy won't find the shots, and 2 go down as they try and break through. Cheeseman is still here still. Audio transmitter in their ear, and Soundwave will find the final frag. Stormwatch are in the lead for the first time this series. They'll go up 4-3. Yeah, I don't think they led last map at any point. I think they tied, and then I believe Lumina won their pistol round. We're quickly headed to a map 3 at this pace. Stormwatch definitely have that defensive advantage coming in, and they're seemingly strong on their holds. Confident in the rotations, and Slash can do a lot. Can be very effective on the roam in this map. The roam in particular on defense on Skyscraper is super effective. And you do see pretty consistently teams committing in at a high level even to at least 1, sometimes 2 roamers on a map like Skyscraper, because it really does usually pay off to some degree. A 1-for-1 trade even can be a net positive on defense in a lot of cases. So this might be where Stormwatch really can lean into the fact that they have that sub, send them off on their own like they have been, and have the rest of the 4 tuck in around the objective, make sure no quick pushes come through. And with a Viper in hand, Stormwatch actually commit to a minimal investment off of their round win before. And they're not overbuying this time and in our second half here. So some change-ups from the Stormwatch on their shot calling or economy management. I think that'll end up paying off quite substantially. As Jimmy is going to push right in to the Viper, but the Taurus finds its mark, and Slash goes down. A massive kill from Jimmy. Cheeseman now goes down as they start to open up sight, and it makes it back into a 4v4. Nice nade. No, it doesn't go up and over the bench there. Could have done some serious damage, though. And Jimmy with another Taurus headshot. Everybody's stacked up for a collateral kill there, but nothing comes through. And the push coming in as Irashi takes control of the site. B is now essentially out of control, and Soundwave way off objective. Going to have a very hard time on the retake in a 1v4 with the EMP planted at A. I don't even think they're going to go for the retake. I think they're going to try and take that SMG through with them, or I don't know, flank for an attempt at some picks. No, they're going to tuck in. They're going to tuck in and do the Macarena. They're going to tuck in and do the Macarena, and this will be a round into Lumina's hands. They are... That's a... I mean, it's actually not as big a round at the end of the day for Lumina as it could have been, because Stormwatch wisely didn't overinvest into this round. They should be able to full buy into this next one, yeah. They have enough across the board to full buy, and Soundwave can keep their SMG and Eco on this round so they can carry through. In case they lose everything here, they'll be able to go with a hero rifle buy next round. Gives you a chance to find some early picks, swap some rifles into your teammates' hands. It's a decent spot to be for Stormwatch coming off of a loss, so could be worse. But at the end of the day, Lumina finally got some momentum under their feet, and even then, still can't full buy themselves. 4 rifles, no, 3 rifles and 2 SMGs is what we have coming in from them on this round. And a quick look at the KDs again. 9 and 5 for Slash, certainly finding plenty. 16 and 3 for Dr. Jimmy. We gotta keep our eyes on this one. We're tied up 4 apiece. Going into round 9 of map 2, and Lumina trying to lock in this series win. Jimmy here entering in early and making sure that there are no defensive roamers around this backside. It's pretty commonplace to see defenders positioned here, and you even do see Slash behind Jimmy now. I doubt Jimmy's going to be expecting that. I imagine Slash will stay quiet the whole time they rotate over here. Question is, how long can they stay quiet? Crayer's finding a big kill. This could force movement from Slash that could get detected by Jimmy. I think Jimmy heard that rotation from Slash. Because again, Slash doesn't want to get caught out on this rotation. If Jimmy just pushes up the stairs, they'll find their first kill. They won't quite do that, as Slash and Jimmy are just a floor away from each other. Arashi finds another, and now Slash has to push up. Jimmy still doesn't see it until finally finds that kill, and now a Raven's the last one alive on objective. Meanwhile, at A, everything gets taken over, and Lumina are in very good control of this series again. Destined to take the lead here, and I doubt that Raven's going to end up pushing into this. They'll very likely want to stay and hold on to this rifle, carry that VRML skin through with them to the next round. And again, on that end, a shout out to Triangle Factory as well. On top of the support they provide us with prize pool and also flying out NA finals, we have awesome in-game skins for finalists and, of course, purchasable on the store. 2 very different skins, though. Those finalist skins definitely worth competing for. I love to see those utilized in game, and I can't wait to see them in the finals again. Certainly will from some teams. They'll be showing that finalist skin off in Season 2 when we get to that postseason. But that is so far away right now. We're only into the 3rd week of Season 2. We've got another 10, I think, in front of us. So there's a lot of breachers left ahead. There's a lot of time for these teams to grow and evolve and get better at this game as a unit. And I'm definitely seeing the capability here of Lumina to, I would imagine, push up into at least the gold tier. I think when they get into gold, they'll find likely some issues with their pacing. I think teams will capitalize on the lack of early aggression. But not every team is very good at doing that, so I don't think it's a terrible... Again, I think both of these teams, honestly, could very well have the capability of pushing up into that gold division. And again, we got to keep our eyes on Jimmy, the kill leader. Up to 17. Jimmy's trying to push a 20 bomb on us this afternoon. there's ever a time to perform, it's on cast, I suppose. Jimmy stepping up to the task, to say the least. 17-3. Won't be pushing in with the team this time, though. They are on that flank watch. Rest of the squad, however, has opened up A. They saw that door blocker to worry about, and the first kill connects with Raven down the long hallway. Second, quickly scooped up on a Cheeseman. Lumina not having a good entry onto this objective this time. There's a good nade toss. Slash finds a kill onto Jimmy with a pistol. And a fully kitted rifle Lumina squad could very well lose this round to an ecoed Stormwatch team. Mistakes have been made, to say the least, on Lumina's end. 2 rifles. I think the Raven has one of them, so they've been crucial in finding some kills. That Viper also has been doing some good work as Krayers finally finds one, but it's only one. Slash on the flank. And Krayers is going to try and hold things down, but they'll end up getting picked off, and we're tied. 5-5 into map 2. Stormwatch want this to go to 3. They are pushing for it. And if they get one more point, then it's going to happen. Just need one more on Stormwatch's end to push this to a map 3 decider. And Lumina need 2 more in a row to lock in the series. So a lot on the line in this next round. I think it's going to be almost a full buy from both sides. Arashi can't commit into a rifle, though, so an SMG there. But utility should be here as well. We're seeing syringes, cloaks, and obviously plenty of utility coming in from Stormwatch on this round. If anything, they should be full buying into this round. They should be buying every bit of utility they possibly can and deploying it on this round, not in anticipation or saving for the next one, because it's really do or die right here. I guess in theory they get 2 chances to tie this map up and push us into a map 3 decider. So on defense, I'm leaning into Stormwatch's favor, to be honest. I really am. I think they've got a chance of pushing this to a map 3. That's a 2 birds, 1 stone utility right there. They catch the emitter and the audio transmitter. And B side is very quickly opened by Lumina. Push right in. Slash defends nicely over the top, though. Quickly vaults over looking for Arashi as the smoke there only denies vision onto one doorway. A good hold here from Stormwatch, and Slash over the top finds a second. They'll even be able to rotate back and tuck in. A third goes down by QuizWiz, and Stormwatch looking to take this to a map 3. It's going to come all down to Jimmy. In a 1v5, they've found the first kill. They need a lot more. They're just waiting to see if Slash is going to pop up. Playing this very patiently with a minute 20. They'd have that option. The timing is everything, though, and Slash pops up for the kill. We're going to the 3rd map. No way around it. The best that Stormwatch, or excuse me, that Lumina can do is tie, and we still won't have a series victor with that in mind. So, Stormwatch have pushed us to a 3rd map this afternoon. What was certainly looking to be an hour series is now more like a 2-hour series. Nothing to complain about on this side. Always happy to be tuning into some good back and forth, and that's certainly what this is this afternoon. Getting closer and closer to the 6-6 reality, or maybe Stormwatch taking a map win. Would be a big comeback for them as a squad. Off a 3-0 deficit. To be able to push this all the way to 6-5 even is impressive. But a map win. That puts it in an even playing ground for that map 3 decider. Arashi has made their way inside, and B is under the control of Lumina for now. Raven could easily spring a trap out and hit the back of this offense, but they're looking for an EMP plant with everyone alive on both sides. As Jimmy finds the first kill, and on the rotation back, one goes down, but only one. I believe Hutch got out the window and up onto the second floor. They'll be able to watch through the hatch, as will Cheeseman. It seems that Stormwatch is aware of this second story threat, and Slash is here to fight it. Quiz finds one. Raven goes down to a second. And Cheeseman is holding off this flank, so Slash is not going to be able to enter in either. EMP is ticking down, and Slash goes down. Cream is alone on objective, and they'll find one through the hatch. They need to get two, though, if they want the defuse. They'll find two. Do they have time? I don't think they do. Nope. It's tied 6-6 off of a map 1 EMP plant. And Lumina fend off the possibility of a loss. Now all that can happen is a series tie or a series win for them. So it's all going to come down to this third map, which is going to be the decider in this series. Two silver squads, both 1-1 so far this season. Going to be battling it out for their second win of Season 2 and probably their chance to push up into that gold division. Although I'm not quite sure where they are overall, but opportunities are here nonetheless for a good season start. A 2-1 opening is definitely a solid start to the season, and whoever ends up winning this will find some tough opposition next week, but that's next week's problem. Right now, they got to worry about the next map, which is to be determined. And hopefully we go into that second map soon enough. As we do wait, though, a quick shout out again to everyone tuning in. We saw some subscribers coming through. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. We appreciate that support. And I think the idea that we may be into a bit of a break, I'm going to go to a quick intermission, and when we come back, it'll be map number 3 starting, so don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody. We are here and ready to dive into our final Map 3 decider of the series this afternoon between Stormwatch and Lumina. And it's going to take us to Hideout to figure out who is going to be the winner. And here we go into round number 1. Stormwatch on the attack, Lumina on the defense, and an unfortunate icon bug there. Let's see if we can. There we go. Oh, now there's 2 Luminas. Trip mine there. That Cream Man's trying to detonate and does without catching any damage. If you quickly run through that trip mine and back, you can avoid it ending up hitting you, and a lot of players will defuse trip mines in that manner that they can't shoot. But a patient Lumina defense is not overextending today, and we often do see some players eager to attack here on defense, whether it's from that bottom floor or just pushing out into the main lobby. But nobody will be pushing the back of Stormwatch here, and Cream will be able to push in for the EMP plant. Doesn't get the full fix, though. Denies Hutch the kill, and now can get that plant onto the wall there. EMP will be secured after a bit of time and a few kills, locked in by Stormwatch. As Cheeseman's alone, Stormwatch looks to start map 3 off with an early lead. If they take this third map, if Stormwatch win the final map, it will make the series a tie. which case I think both teams take half a point instead of a full point for a win. And Cheese Man finding Cream here, a tough opponent. They play Ring Around the Rosie, and some kills come through at the end to lock in Stormwatch's round win. And I think the second time they've had a lead this series. The first time they had it was when it was 4-3 map 2. And they haven't gotten it back since then, so solid job there to take the early lead, the pistol round. Now have the advantage to buy in big if they so choose. Looks like Lumina are the ones that are actually investing into this round, though. We've seen that not work as well as maybe Lumina has hoped in past rounds, where even winning, they go into that next round with very little cash, if any, to really full buy. In comparison, Stormwatch have just won and are still ecoing this round. They're not buying into anything. So even if Lumina win, they're not going to get any rifles off the ground. They're not going to get any real utility. There's a hell syringe that they could carry with, that they could pick up, but that's really it that they're going to be able to carry through with into the next round. So I don't know, the investment is justified on Lumina's side, but they're committing to it, and we'll see if they can tie things up one apiece here with this extra investment. Cream seems to be discussing the strategy of how they're going to enter here with the squad. Good flash there from Cream. Does blind Krayers, but they're able to tuck in for full cover. And from a distance, Quiz still looking for the kill. Able to defend his B site very nicely. Cheeseman watching for that back flank. It does put it into a 3v2, but just barely with Krayers. Only a slice of HP, and Arashi's hearing the vault into A site. Will they be there soon enough? No, they won't. EMP gets planted at A off of a great rotation from the Stormwatch duo. And a big pickup there. Cheese not going to have a whole lot of time to make this rotation work if they do want to make it work. Stormwatch could be off to a 2-0 start. They'll be in very good shape next round on economy side. And that is the round. Into Stormwatch's hand. EMP goes off. Cheeseman going to carry the Viper through to the next round. But they're going to be, yeah, all SMGs essentially. And interesting to see the Viper get dropped there. Cheeseman pick up this SMG. They essentially overbought. Not making that, like I said, that investment off of that round one win worth anything, really. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. You know, it makes sense why teams at the high level manage their money in the ways they do, because you see when you don't do it the ways they do that you run into these issues where you're into a third round with consecutive loss bonus and you're only getting one rifle. You have two rifles onto your team. In reality, they should have 4 with 1 pistol. That would be the standard management cash management of a double loss, I think. Oh, but that's a good start. Very good start for Stormwatch, getting rid of the one Vezin, and that Vezin was pushed up. So if they really wanted to, Stormwatch should grab that rifle, take it outside so that it can't even be picked up by Cheeseman or anybody else here. Here comes a swing in, but no kills. Almost a double. But both Cream and Sound survive, and so 2 are dead for the cost of none on Lumina's side, and Hideout is simply not going their way on defense right now. Stormwatch are in control. They're setting the tempo. They're pushing in. They're finding kills. That's up to Arashi and Hutch to hold this down. There's one. They need more, though. A lot more. Hutch is here. On the flank. Finds the first. Can't get the second. And down they go on site to make it a Stormwatch win. EMP plant coming through, and with 3 in a row and 3 EMP plants in a row, it's a lot of money into Stormwatch's hands for this first half. They will be able to, I mean, they're in full control. And, you know, Hideout lends itself to the attack a little bit, but I would say it's more of an even split map than anything. And so, yeah, look at the economy now still for Lumina. Because they went big the last round and lost, they now have, again, the inability to buy. It's a lesson on economy management, really, because Lumina have been in control of this series. 7-4 map 1, they were leading most of map 2, but with a bit of a, I wouldn't say well, yeah, I guess who's to say mismanaged, right? Because at any point, you know, that SMG could pop off with a triple kill and absolutely be a clutch pickup for the team. So I won't say mismanaged, but their funds have put them into a state where they really don't have a solid loadout for their team. Going up against, again, a kitted Stormwatch squad. They're only going in essentially half bought each round versus no buying for 1 or 2 and then full buying for 1 or 2. Pretty obvious math if you think about it. We don't do math here. Jimmy is pushed up. This is one of the positions I think they should have taken in round 1. I think this would have worked well to set the tone for Lumina on defense if they were here when this objective was the first one of this set. Now, after a 3-0 win, it sort of should be expected from Stormwatch. They should be ready for Lumina to try and deploy some off-meta tactics, and well, defending in this corner is certainly one of them. It does get identified by that drone, though, and Jimmy has to quickly move before they're caught out in the open. Too late. Cream finds the kill. Soundwave would have followed up through the doorway, and Storm have a site control. No one's going to be rotating up from bottom floor. Everyone's up top and waiting for the push. No utility to really deter them, and Hutch is going to get aggressive with a rifle that is not going to be able to combat against Stormwatch and the entirety of this team. Utility and everything coming through from both ends to deter this initial EMP plant, but eventually Stormwatch will break through a site and plant this EMP as Cream does get there. And Arashi has to fend off 5. They can't do it. Stormwatch have 4 clean and perfect rounds. This one actually a perfect round with nobody going down. On the attacking side, no less. It's like a totally different team than what we've been seeing all series in a lot of ways. This Lumina squad just not able to effectively hold down and defend this objective. And I gotta say, I think it's because of their economy management. I continue to say it, but you know, look at where they're at again. Partial buy this round again. 4 rounds in a row, 3 rounds in a row of partial buys. And we're seeing it impact them in these later rounds in particular where, I mean, 5 alive from Stormwatch is very good on the attack. They're starting to feel pretty confident, and I imagine that the pacings here are going to be pretty quick on this push. They're going to be unafraid to open up these walls and get into the action right away. I think Jimmy was initially going to wait for the door open there and try and catch Raven, but backs off. And the drone will definitely identify Jimmy, but that's about it. Quickly taken down before it does much. And I gotta wonder if the side swap's gonna be enough for Lumina. Solid pickup from Raven there, opens up the entry, and in comes Stormwatch, barreling into B site. Now the utility as Krers tries to huck one off the wall, but doesn't get the roll they were hoping for there. And as the EMP plants, Krers finds one, but only one. And the EMP is down, so the trio tucks in to defend. And it's retake time for Lumina. Overextensions. I doubt Lumina is going to be going for the defuse here because there's simply no time left, but they do find one. Slash goes down as well, and there's a chance to pick up a Vezin there on the ground, but they go over to the EMP with very limited time. They go down to an overextension. That could have been a rifle carried through to that last round, and they needed it because they only get 3 rifles now from where this economy is, and that Arashi doesn't even buy into a rifle. They had the cash to afford it, but they go Viper instead. Interesting choices on the economy side, and like I don't say mismanaged because Arashi clearly preferring that Viper here, but at this stage, there's not a whole lot of point in saving money. I guess, yeah, I mean you can tie 6-6. Gets you the series win if you're on Lumina's side, but this is the last. No, there's no point in saving anything. This is the last round of the first half. I don't know. I'm not sure. We'll see how this all works out. Or this could be a very fast map 3. Interesting aggressive push here from Arashi. Set up very far forward, and Soundwave reads it nicely. Pushing in and finding that kill. Expecting the aggressor. Definitely pays off for him. Sets up the hatch, or sets up the wall opening. And takes an angle. Looks like Raven's gonna be the one that holds it up. Not getting over aggressive, getting just the right amount of aggressive. Finding the 2 kills now. Out the gate here and foaming both walls for what I imagine to be a double wall opening. And what a good bit of coordination from this Stormwatch team. They're looking like a completely different squad on Hideout, coordinating together on their entries. Getting plenty of EMP plants down. 5 alive to 4. To the 2 as Jimmy finds his, I don't know, 3rd kill in this defensive set. And now Cheeseman alone with an SMG and a trio on a retake. This could be a perfect half at this point for this Stormwatch offense. Lumina absolutely lost control of the momentum here, and Squid's going to push in. They'll go down to Cheese. EMP ticks down, though, and frankly, living or surviving doesn't matter at this stage. Taking the round is all that matters, and it will go to Slash, finding the kill there. And the round locked in. First half perfectly dealt by Stormwatch as they go up 6-0. And all they got to do is take a defensive pistol round to win this series. Excuse me, not the series, to win the map and tie the series. I do think even though they will have technically won on round wins, it still is a split half point for each team off of a series tie. So don't quote me on that, but I think that's how it works. Either way, it is, at this point, for Lumina, necessary for them to take 6 offensive rounds in a row. If they do, then they win the series. Obviously, Stormwatch just need one more, and they will prevent themselves from taking their second loss this season. Both teams will go 1-1-1 in Season 2, which, isn't the worst start. Obviously, not too bad. Very middle of the pack, though, and that's where both of these teams are right now, or at least were at the end of Season 1, right in the middle of that regular season ladder. And obviously, both of these teams want to climb that ladder in Season 2. They want a chance at that VRML Con glory live on stage. The top 2 NA teams getting flown out. And, well, if they want that chance, they're going to have to beat squads like Acer and Fusion, teams that are coming in strong and fresh into Season 2. And also squads coming in with a lot of experience. So definitely a lot of competition all the way through that ladder. That's kind of the idea, is if you're not a team that's going to be winning the entirety of the season, then at the very least you'll have a good time playing competitive matches like this one. Just 1 point away, and now an early advantage. Quickly chipped away just a touch, though. Soundwave fortunately do away with their life there. Not for long, I suppose, as Cheeseman finds the refag off of the rotate. And A-site seems to be the play as utility comes in from both sides, and a beautiful nade tossed out through the doorway finds a double kill. Cream absolutely putting Stormwatch in the advantage, and now just 2 more. Quiz knows there's an attacker on those stairs. Jimmy, been a standout shooter. With the Taurus in particular, has to clutch up now or never. I imagine they're waiting for Cheeseman to rotate. What is going to be the play here between those two? I think Cheeseman's going to open up the hatch on B and try and drop down there. No, they're going back to the stairs. They didn't like that second story play. Their position a little bit there. They find a kill over the shoulder of Cream, but it's not enough, and Stormwatch clean sweep. Map 3, 7-0. I don't know where this clean sweep came from, but it looked solid as Stormwatch suddenly stepped up their focus a little bit, and they do a celebratory victory train through the site there as they lock in a map win, and the only map win for them this series. Map 1 went to Lumina 4-7. Map 2 tied 6-6, and Stormwatch finally got into their rhythm and locked in a solid Map 3 victory. But it's a series tie as a whole, and it's it for us here on the desk. A solid day of VRML Breachers, and we'll have more tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe and tune in tomorrow afternoon for more Breachers Esports. I think we have a double cast going on, so you're not going to want to miss it. Until then, though, I'm going to be signing off. My name is Ben Nightfire with 2 E's. Stay classy. Breachers VRML is brought to you by Helga, the esports manager.